Hello, everyone, and welcome to a live stream of Farm Sim. This is just a little tutorial I'm going to do since me personally, when I was looking how to farm grapes, most of the information was in 2021. It's 2024 now. That was 3 years ago. So I'm doing a quick tutorial on how to farm and start up grapes. We're going to go through everything. I will be skipping through months as well, but we're going to do this all in live stream, all live action, no skipping ahead. This is on easy mode, just to show that way I have some funds and such like that. We're not doing it at this farm. I bought a speck of land just down the road across the street from where we're going to be purchasing everything, so I bought this speck of land. We're not doing all this. We're only doing a very small portion just to show how grapes work and how to farm them. And there's a lot of specialized equipment for grapes. However, most of it is very inexpensive. It's very easy to get into. However, the AI will not work when farming your grapes. So you have to do everything yourself. AI does not work for it. Hopefully in Farm Sim 25 they will rectify the situation. But for now, you have to do everything out yourself, which is fine. I have a grape farm on another character on hard mode that I've been doing as well. And that's why you don't want to do too big of a grape farm, or you just have long rows like this and have like a few long rows. I have like 5 long rows. That should be plenty. You should be able to get plenty of yield off that because grapes are a good harvest, especially when either you're selling them as grapes or when you're selling them as grape juice. Um, so in this, I'm also going to be showing some mods and things like that as well that you can do. So I bought this already plowed. I would recommend whatever land that you're going to do it on, whether you make your own little land, like say you want to put a little, for example, if you want to plow and make a little small vineyard right here, I would recommend plowing it, fertilizing it, getting any of the rocks out if you have rocks turned off, pretty much getting all the prep time for that field done before you start putting your first row. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and jump to our equipment. Now you can go through the grape technology that way, or you can go through packs, which will have everything you need right here. So these are mods. These are not part of the game. I like these. They're smaller, easier to maneuver. Like this one can hold everything I need it to. I just have to put the correct configuration on there and it'll be fine. So, as well as this one, but we're going to do everything with what's in game. As you can see, this one is here. There is a mod also for I believe it's the exact same one, and but it's a little bit cheaper. Um, and it actually goes faster as well. This one goes 8 miles an hour. This goes 4. Honestly, I have this one on another character, the 8 mile per hour one. It's a little too fast because you can honestly get stuck. So 4 miles per hour is probably just fine. So we're going to start by buying our tractor. We're going to do the engine setup. I'm going to put it at 90 just to make sure. Actually, we'll do it 76. That should be fine. We have a 3-point. We have this, and then we're ready to buy. Okay. We're going to buy this. This is going to be your most expensive purchase. This right here. This is what's going to harvest the grapes. You're going to put it right down the center with your rows, and it'll come out with no grapes on the other side. Also, this trailer can hold the grapes, and then you can dump it. Another thing is, say if you have a silo for grapes, this can actually dump directly into the silo. So necessarily you won't need the trailer right away. The trailer you'll need when either you're selling the grapes later on as grapes, or when you want to take them to the juicer and dump them off there after getting them from the silo. But yeah, so that's the good thing about this. This can dump straight into the silo that you have, which I will be building one in a second. So we're going to go ahead and buy this one. We're going to get this. This is for pruning. You can put it on the aft section of your tractor or on the forward section. This is for either fertilizer or for herbicide, so for weeds. I bought 2 just so I don't have to constantly make sure it's all the way out because you don't really use a lot when you're fertilizing. You don't really use a ton. But we're only going to buy one because honestly, fertilizing and herbicides, some people don't have their weed thing turned on. I do. But there's no point in showing how to spray when it's that. For a herbicide, I would either recommend waiting to it says, hey, you have weeds, spray, or just do it once a year. Do it during the pretty much like the off season of your grapes. Like do it in December or January, February. So I would do it during those 3 months, to be honest. So that would be the best time to do it. Just do it once per year, like a little sermon, and just get rid of all the weeds. This is your trailer. There are bigger ones, but I'm just going to buy this one. This is a simple trailer. You're also going to need a mulcher. This is a cultivator. And that's all pretty much you're going to need. That's it. So 5,000, 4,500, 16. So all of it's very expensive. Even the tractor is fairly inexpensive. Just the harvester is what's expensive. Now that we have everything, we're going to speed over to our tractor. And then we're going to go ahead and save this for a moment. This is just a character I'm doing, just a how-to. We're going to jump over to construction. So we're going to be using this field right here. It's already plowed. That's another recommendation is I would definitely plow it, remove the rocks. In this case, I'm not removing the rocks from this. I can either turn them off or what have you. But we're not doing the whole field, so we're just going to do this small little section right here. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with putting up a silo. Now you always want to make sure that the silo that you do have, it can hold grapes. That's extremely important. I'm going to place the one I have as a mod, specifically for silo grape and olives. Also, if you look, it has a little storage bin. So we're going to put it this way. There we go. So that way we have a little storage area for our stuff. And then this is where you can dump it right here, straight right here. Once we have our grapes, we can dump them straight from the harvester in here, which is nice. So like I said, you're really not going to use your storage tractor, the dump truck thing, until you need to pull it out and take it to a juicer. But this gives you an option to store it if you don't want to harvest it right away and sell it right away. So we're going to go ahead, I already have that placed. We're going to go ahead and start placing our rows. That's also in construction as well. So we're going to go here, back to here. We're going to go to production. We're going to go to orchards. So right here is the generic grapevine that is in the game. There are other ones that people have made, like this one is a grape orchard. If you want to be a cheater, I'm not really a cheater, but easier. As you can see, it's already set up for you. You just have to, I believe, just give it water, fertilizer, seeds, and believe that is manure as well. And you just dump it right there. You can say how much you want to make, and then the little grapes will come out in boxes. So that's the easy way to do it. If you want to harvest your own way, I would recommend doing it this way. If you do it the easy way right here, you will not need any of that equipment I just bought. None of it. So if you really want to do that, this is also a mod, so I will show you what mod this is at the end. So we're going to go ahead and go back to orchards, and we're going to place this. Now, it won't let you place it too close, so for the first one, we're going to go about... Actually, hang on, we don't want to be too close to our silo. I'm going to have enough room to turn. So about there. Now, as you can see, it's going to snap to, and it's going to make sure you have enough distance for the equipment to get through there. We're going to do 3 smaller rows. And as you can see, that was like 2,834 just for that small stretch of row. So there we have it. That's how you place those. Also, you can only place these orchards either in March, April, or May. That's it. Any other time of the year, unless you have seasons turned off, This is the only time you can place this. As you can see, there is no grapes on there. They have not started growing yet because we literally just placed them. So for the first step, you don't really, once you place them, you can wait a month and then you can actually start doing things to it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and wait. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and wait a month. So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead back to, hang on, excuse me. Buy a little, don't mind me, I'm using an electric motorcycle. Don't judge, no judgy. This is just so I can get back to the house very quickly, because we're going to be skipping through some stuff as we're going through months. But yeah, so that's the first step. Just make sure in March, April, or May. It does not matter which month you do it in. Preferably you want to do it at the beginning, very beginning, because that gives you most time to do things and you can kind of relax. So there's a little bit of work up front, then not a lot of work in the middle while it's growing. You don't really have to do anything unless you want to do fertilizer or herbicide. And then you harvest, which is very easy, it's very quick, just one step. And then after that, you'll be pruning, usually a month after you harvest, month or 2 months after harvest. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the next month. At this point, our grapes will have started to grow, as well as the grass underneath will start to grow as well. So we're going to start by mulching, then we're going to cultivate, and we're going to fertilize. Now, if your field is already fertilized underneath with, say how that person plowed their field, that person already plowed the field, so they may have fertilized it, so you may not have to use as much fertilizer or at all. Once the grapevines are placed, you have to use liquid. The dry stuff does not really work that well. However, you can use like the dry fertilizer beforehand, like when you first plow. That is okay because then you're planting straight on it. So it's already fertilized. So this kind of helps you skip a step if you want to do that, especially at the beginning. So we're going to go ahead and grab the mulcher. As you can see, this tractor is very narrow. There are other tractors. There's other mods. I have an electric tractor that's a little bit smaller. But as you can see from last month, you can see our grapes starting to grow, at least the plants, not the actual grape itself. And then you see next to it how the grass around it is starting to grow. So you want to do this. You only have to do this once per season. I would do it like immediately, either in March or April, depending on when it starts to grow for you. So we're going to lower the mulcher, turn on the mulcher, and then drop. And you can hear it sounds like it's kind of mowing the grass. It does not have to be perfect at all. As you can see, you can actually see how it looks like it's been mowed. So go ahead and lower. But you don't have to hit every single spot. The computer knows that you can't get underneath the orchard itself very well. So we're going to lift that up again. You can always drag it if you wish. But you can see the difference between mulched and non-mulched. So now we're going to go through the center. So it goes pretty quickly with the mulching. Like I said, you have to do this yourself. AI will not do it for you. So we're going to lift again. Don't mind me, I just like lifting. Normally I would just leave it down. Okay. Lower, and then do this last little stretch. So just down the center. Don't worry about trying to get everything. It does not matter. Lift up. We have a little storage thing, but I'm just going to honestly just drop it off right here. And if you look, that is like I said, this is since we're over here, this is I don't want to do it the long way. How I just did, you see, look, these already have grapes on them. So if you go here, this is a mod. Like I said, will show all you need to give it is water, seeds, solid fertilizer, and manure, and it'll produce grapes. If you look at it, you can just do water and grapes, but look how much water it uses compared to water, fertilizer, and seeds. And if you look, fertilizer can be either with manure or regular fertilizer, so you can do either or. This is if you don't want to, and I believe this, I don't know if this will grow year-round. If it does, that's kind of, It honestly should only grow like a thing, but if it's going to be like a greenhouse style where it'll probably grow year-round. It'll probably have reduced yield during the winter. And this is where you dump all the materials. This is where the pallets will drop, and that's how that works. If you don't want to do it this way, but I like doing this way. It's more fun. You actually get to be a little bit more interactive and such like that. So if we look, we have a plus 53% yield bonus. The reason why is because we just mulched. That is the only reason why, because if you look at the field, it is 0% fertilized. So this is going to be a good little show and tell. So now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and cultivate. Also be mindful when you're driving in the center of these, because your tractor can get stuck and then it's a pain in the ass trying to get it out. So just be careful when you're driving in between, because wheels normally do have a tendency to get stuck. So we're going to go ahead and get the cultivator. Like I said, this goes pretty quickly, especially if you have really long rows. It'll go pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and line up here. We're going to drop and lower. You don't have to turn anything on. It just will naturally cultivate. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably cultivating behind us. Yeah. So if you look, again, you do not have to be so close where you're going to get stuck. Going to lift that. Give yourself some maneuvering room. We're going to drop it again. Okay. Alright, that row is done. We can move on to the next one. But I hope you guys, whoever watches this video, this is helpful to you. And also you can see the difference. So you see where we mulched, it was just, everything kind of was like mowed down. And then now when we cultivated, you can see the difference. You can see the little patches of green where everything on the left side is a little more green. So we're going to go ahead and lower. And you see the difference, how it changes. That's how you know it's better to keep track, especially when you have long rows. You will forget which one you might accidentally do the same row. It does happen. Alright. But hopefully this video helps you guys out. I really like this. I like doing non-traditional crops. So it's just something that's different. And I'm doing it normally on hard mode as well, so the production value is less. But if you do this on medium, you get a lot for grapes and for grape juice. Alright, so we're going to lift that. We're all done cultivating. We're going to go ahead and detach. Okay, if you look, yield bonus at 53% still. Okay. Now, since we know this field is not fertilized, we're going to go ahead and grab the sprayer, which also means we're going to have to buy some liquid spray. The sprayers hold 4,000 liters, even though it doesn't really, I don't think it says that on it's like cubic meter per blah, blah, blah. I know some of them do. I know the trailer does. So we're going to go ahead and grab this and just get the sprayer, since we know there's no weeds. And like I said, I would do the herbicide once a year, and also I would do it with a separate one so you don't have to keep dumping it out. So we're going to go ahead and grab the pallets of liquid. So you can buy either one, it's just different companies. So it doesn't really matter. We're going to need 2. Alright, so now we're going to drive over here, grab these, and fill. But I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I definitely have enjoyed this game. This is my first time getting an indie farm simulator at all. That is thanks to Spartan Elite 43. He has been doing a farm sim stream. He just got into it really not too long ago as well. But he's been watching farm sims, or watching actual farming. So if you want to give him some heck for that, he's watching actual farming, which I think is kind of cute. But give him a look at his channel. He has a lot of stuff. He does silage, he does wheat, he does corn, was doing bees at one point. He does, his main crop is silage, so grass into silage. does have some lambs, chickens, so he has a bunch of different things that he is doing. But definitely check out Spartan's channel as well. That's where I got my inspiration to do this, because I think it's just fun. This is very relaxing. So now that we have placed these down, waited a month for the grass to grow around the vineyard, we've mulched and we have cultivated. So now we're going to go and spray because, like I said, this field has 0% fertilizer. So if you do all the fertilizer beforehand, then you don't really have to do this at the beginning of your first season. Most likely you will have to do this at the next harvest, next season. Also, if you need to use herbicide, you can either just wait until it says, hey, you have weeds, or just do it once per year. I do it normally in December, if it's not already snowed on the ground. If I don't, it'll be January or February that I'll do it. And remember, you can only place these stakes down until March, April, or May. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the sprayer. There we go. This has a very low range. You're really going to have to go down each individual row. I'm just going to, if you look, the sprayer doesn't use too much. I'm going to go ahead and turn around. I'm going to leave it on. Normally I turn it off just to conserve, but honestly it doesn't really spray a whole lot because it's a smaller one. This is by far the quickest thing that you're going to do. And that's saying a lot because everything else is pretty quick. But you just have to do everything yourself. Sorry, I had a hiccup there. So you want to go down each row just to make sure you hit everything. Of course, parked that a little too close. Don't mind me, I can't drive. Ah! There we go. Okay. Now when we turn off sprayer, we're going to go and check to make sure that actually did get harvested or get fertilized. So 50% plus 75%. So if it did not hit all the way around, if you went down each row, it would say like 48 or 46 or 47. So you really want to go down each row just to make sure you get everything. So I'm going to move this over here for now. And I'm going to detach. Now, this is the last thing we have to do for the tractor prior to letting it grow. So we will be going through a few months, and I'll show you how as we're going, how the crop is actually looking. So this is it for us for prep time. Now we just wait for it to grow. Growing is from March, April, May, and we harvest in, let me look, don't want to give you guys the wrong information. Yeah, so we plant March, April, or May, and we harvest in September and October. November, if we harvest in September, it will not be ready to prune until November. If we harvest in October, don't know, never have had to do that. I always plant it on the 1st in the March. But we're going to go ahead and hop to here. We're going to go and skip ahead to October. But in between, I'll go ahead and show you. This is also times during this like off time is where you can do herbicide if you really want to. Also, you can fertilize again if you want to. I am not going to for the purposes of this. We already have it 50%. If you want to get to 100%, you could always do that again. That is up to you. Like I said, once we do all that, once we get to harvest time, we have our most expensive purchase, which is the harvester itself. You can only do one row at a time. I have not seen any mods that you can do two, nor would I want to. I'd only do one at a time. One at a time is perfectly fine because it makes it easier for you to turn around. Because as you can see, everything has a really nice tight turning radius, but that one has a little bit wider. So and you'll end up doing one every other row if you do that. If you have the double, because it's going to be a larger machine. But one at a time. So we're at July. But like I said, I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Hope that you find this video informative. Like I said, when I was looking at how to do grapes, it was most of the videos from 2021. So that doesn't really help me. Like I said, this is the reason why is because it came out as Farm Sim 2022, duh. So it came out in 2021, and that's probably why no other videos have been done. But it's better because back then most people didn't have mods for this yet. So some of the mods, actually, while we're standing here, some of the mods that I have for this are, I have this one, which makes it a little bit cheaper. Also, it goes 8 miles per hour instead of 4 miles per hour, which is the base standard. This one has a 5,000 liter. The other one, I believe, is a 3,100 liter. So this one's going to hold less than the other one. Yeah, so faster, and the other one will hold more. This holds less. So that's like mods like that, just simple. Like you get something that holds almost 2,000 liters more and goes a little it goes double the speed. Another thing I have on here for grapes and orchards is this one, where you can buy fruit and vegetable. That's for other things. That's for the greenhouses. You're not going to really see that today. But other than that, that's really the only thing I really got because of that. Also, I got the little electric one here if you want to be environmentally safe, which I do. It's really nice because you don't hear a thing coming off this thing when you're inside the machine from the person driver. This is just a fun little electric vehicle that someone made that it does actually fit through the orchard, or you can just buy the standard one that is there. There are other ones like the smaller tractors that are down here, also in the same mod. So these ones are kind of cool. Just something different that you can ride on. It just looks kind of cool. So something like that. So it's really your preference, but they all do the same job. Okay. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and pop over to how our field is looking. So we are at still 50% fertilized. There's no weeds. Yield bonus is plus 75%. So it looks like we're growing. Looks great. We don't really need to do anything right here. So we're going to go ahead and pop back over the house and sim to the next month. So like I said, it's nice. A lot of prep time goes into the beginning of it. Don't really have to do much during the months that it's growing if you did all the prep time. And the harvesting is very easy. All you have to do is harvest, wait a couple months, and then you'll prune, and then you'll be done for the next season. You do not have to replant anything. It'll naturally come back on its own. Pruning just also will give you a bigger yield. Grape by any other name still tastes just as sweet. Definitely. So let's go ahead, and everyone, if you can just see the comment on here, that is Spartan. Definitely, I gave him a shout out earlier, but definitely check out his channel. He was trying to get to $1 billion farming, even though he likes to spend a lot. But his motto is spend to be able to earn more. If I probably said that really wrong. Spend now, I guess greater. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to hurt my brain trying to think about it. All right. Now, if you look right here, we have some grapes. And if you look, it says we are ready to harvest. So, and don't they look pretty? They just look really pretty, don't they? Let me crouch in there. I know you can see all two-dimensional grapes. They still look pretty, very pretty. So we're going to go ahead and harvest these. Let's make sure we are okay on the months. Yes, so we can go ahead and harvest in September, October. So we're going to go and harvest now. Waiting does not matter for this. So we're going to grab our harvester. And we're going to go ahead and get to work. You want to kind of line it up to the center. The mouth is dead center of this big old tractor, big old harvester. So right there. Now we want to unfold the harvester. If you look, it's raising up. That's what's unfolding. It gets higher. Then we're going to go ahead and turn on the harvester. Then we're going to go ahead and drive. Now this is the machine I normally get stuck on. If you look, no grape, grape, no grape, grape. And then you can see on the bottom that it's actually going in the machine. And we'll leave spit out and stuff like that. That's your pruning along with. So this does a little bit of pruning for you, but the majority you're going to be doing later. Alright. So like I said, this one is the standard one that you can get from Farm Sim. I do have another one that goes twice as fast and holds almost 2/3 more that I have. So you're just going to drive straight down the center. Stay as center as possible. It's going to pick the grapes for you. It's just really cool to watch. It's just a unique piece of technology you don't get to see very often. Okay. And you can see, look, the grapes right there dropping into the tank. It's really cool. Little cinematic right there. There it goes. All right, again, line it up. And be careful, try to stay as close center as you can. I have gotten stuck on this. I've had to back out, back in, back out. All right. So on those 3 little rows, remember they're very small rows. We got about 397 liters. So now we're going to go ahead and fold the harvester. We'll turn off the harvester and fold. As you can see, it gets lower. Now we can go full speed. And the silo that we bought, normally you would just dump this into the trailer that we have over there. But we have a silo for it because 397 is not enough to sell. We're going to go ahead and go right here. And look at that. We can dump straight from the harvester into the silo. I know it looks like it's missing, but it actually made it in there. If you want to make sure, silo grapes 397. But I like this little mod here that someone made, that you have a little section that you can park your stuff. You have a little silo for also olives, if you do olives. That's also a good thing you can do. Alright. So now that we have harvested that, we can sprint over here, not walk. Sprint over here. So it says withered, it's because we've already harvested the grapes and fertilized. You can see it's kind of down. It's kind of 1, 0. So it's kind of gone down since we have already done our job. So we will have to fertilize again. So as you can see, the grapes are all harvested, no longer low-hanging fruit. Anyway, but we are not done for the season. So the last thing we're going to have to do, we can't do it yet. We cannot do it until the leaves turn yellow. Right now they're still green, so we cannot prune them yet. Pruning will get rid of the older leaves, clean up some of the vine, and get us ready for the next season. Now, you can either attach this to the front of your tractor, or... Why is it not going back? Thank you. It's like, I don't know why. You can either attach it to the back of your tractor, or to the front of it. And I have tried to put one on the front, one on the back. It does not reach, does not have long enough. There is a mod somebody made that you can if you want to harvest 2 rows at the same time. But even that one says there's a stipulation. You have to do some special thing for it. So I'm not going to dick with that. One is just fine. So this is the pruner. We're not going to use this right now, but we're going to get it all lined up and ready for when we will. So all you have to do is line this up. Right there. And then that's where we're going to do that. And then we're going to move on to the next month. Normally, if it's still growing, like say if you harvest in September, October, it's still technically ready for harvest. It shouldn't let you prune it. Normally, it'll wait until after the whole growing season, the whole length of it is over. So normally, I think November is the first time you can actually prune it. Now, technically, you don't have to prune them, but your yield the following year will not be as good. So as you can see, they're still green, because technically we could still harvest these if there were still grapes on them. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next month. And just like anything, if you want to sell them as grapes, you just look to see what has the best, when the best time to sell them, which I will also go over as well. You can also do grape juice, so you just need like a juice shack or something small, just something that makes you juice, which I will also go through in a minute after we are done pruning, which as you can see, it is now November, harvest season is over, so we can go ahead and prune these. So we're going to go and unfold the pruner. And if you look, the little metal bar will adjust to you. To see how it came in close? Because we're really close to the vines. If we're more centered, it'll go out further. So it'll adjust with how close you are to the vines. So we don't really need to lower it. We can just leave it right where it is. We're going to go ahead and turn on the pruner. So if you look, the little blades are spinning. And then we line it up. And there we go. You see, I got a little bit further away from the vine. Now I'm getting closer. So it'll change with it, which is nice. So it's not just one set distance. It'll adjust to you. Now we're going to go down the other road because I didn't make enough of a turn and I don't want to waste and try to back up and stuff. But like I said, very easy. This is the last step you have to do for the off season, unless you need to fertilize or put herbicide. So in our case, we would normally do the fertilizer because it's at 0% right now, and maybe some herbicide as well, but I have not seen any weeds, so, but I would still do it once a year. All right, last row. Okay. So we are done pruning, and it looks exactly how it was when we first started. So we're going to go ahead and turn it off, fold it, lower it. Lower is just so I can drop it, and detach. And there we have it. That's all the way from the beginning of us putting it on the field, planting it technically, to mulching, cultivating, spraying for either herbicide or for weeds, or doing the normal fertilizer, which you can do to get the 100% yield, to waiting a few months to harvest, putting them in the silo, and then pruning in November. Like I said, you cannot prune. You can drive all day, all you want. It will not prune it if the leaves are still green, so don't waste your time. So you want to wait until they're yellow like they just were. So now you can see it's still growing. If you look, it says growth is growing. So it will not, but it won't grow really green until the start of March and April. That's when it'll start really growing, but you don't have to read that. And like I said, that way, the other way over there is if you want to just do it the easier way. This is the actual farm method way where you actually have to purchase equipment. But as you can see, even this small section really didn't take a whole lot of time. Adding extra lengths really is not going to add too much time. The equipment is sufficiently fast. You don't have to be perfect trying to get in between and get the grass in between this. Don't give yourself a headache trying to do that. All right, so now that is done, now you would say, okay, well, when do I want to sell my grapes? So, well, you'd normally go to whatever your fluctuations is. So you can either sell it as grapes or grape juice if you do have a juicer. As you can see on easy mode, it's going to be this much. And normally, if you look at it, May is the best time to sell it. So if you have a really good crop from your previous year, May is the better time, at least on this one. So you just look at here, and all of them are going to be different. You just see, okay, what's the best month? Okay, $2,200, that's a lot. So May would be the better choice. And then for grape juice, also you can do raisins, by the way. I forgot to say that. Grape juice, it looks like it's looks like October and maybe February if you happen to miss October. So, and then about 5,160 is only the max. And then raisins are pretty good too. That's in September. So each one's depending on what you want to do. I would focus on one, not try to, I'm going to do grapes, raisins, and grape juice. No, don't divide your effort. If you want to do raisins, do raisins. If you want to do grape juice, do grape juice. If you want to do grapes, why? I would ask you why. Because of how much raisins and grape juice make. I would just ask why. Why would you put yourself, if you're just trying to make money, if you're just trying to goof off and just make grapes, then make grapes. And go sell them at the grocery store. Someone will appreciate your effort, but they won't pay for it. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So, here we go, construction. I was like, what the hell am I doing? So if we want to go to, as you can see, we don't have a factory for grape juice. Or to make grape juice. Now, there are some easy ones. I think there's one in-game that you can do. Yeah, right here, grape processing unit. This is the in-game. You can make grape juice or raisins with this. So this is the in-game if you don't want to go get a mod. The mod I normally use is juice production as well as fruit and vegetable. because it does that, but that just, you can make ketchup out of this. Don't get me started. It looks like you can make jam, ketchup. I swear I think that says pickles, apple juice, pear juice, or apricot juice. Manure. That's the little green cup. Looks like a Starbucks cup. That's actually um, that's a byproduct, um, which actually you can sell. And then strawberries. But if you just want to be easy, just do the grape processing unit. It looks very similar to how the Apple one looks, actually. The Apple one looks exactly identical. So we're going to go ahead and rotate, place, and then you drop everything here and make this. So if we go here, the apple juice one that I have actually looks exactly like this one. Which I can make apple honey and apple juice. This one is just strictly for grape, and you can see it says sweet and sour raisins. I don't know why you would want a sour raisin, but go ahead. But as you can see, all you need is grapes. That's it, just grapes. If you want, and so for every 1 grape, you'll make 1 raisin, or 1 liter. 1 liter of grapes makes 1 liter of raisins. For every 5 liters of grapes, it'll make 4 liters of grape juice. So it's very easy, and you can activate, you can turn both of them on if you really want. So it's just up to you. This one is the orchard over there. If you want to do this, I have my apple trees set up this way, so this one isn't that bad. But this is this way is the more fun way if you want to actually do the farming yourself. But yeah, so there's options that you can do with your grapes. I wish you could make wine, but to each your own. I know wine takes years to be ready. So probably that's why they don't have it, because grape juice, you can just make it as juice or raisins, very quick, easy. Or just eat them as such as grapes. Wine takes years to have a really good wine. But like I said, let's go ahead and look at a broad overview. So just to recap, this one here is if you want to grow. Actually, it doesn't even look like it would grow during the November because you can see it, but you can still see the grapes there. It might have a produce yield. This is if you want to do it the easier way. This is a mod that you can find, which I can show under the green. I'm just highlighting. You just dump in the water if you just want to do water for grape, or you can do water, seeds, and fertilizer. This is a silo. This is also someone else's mod. It's a nice little storage area, which I like. This has a silo. I believe it's 200,000 liters. I could be wrong, but I think it's either 200,000 or 250,000. You can also put olives in here. I don't know if you can do it at the same time, but olives and grapes. You dump them right here, and you can get them out the same way with your store little tractor over there that we bought. You place these down in March, April, or May. You're gonna have to wait 1 month to do anything unless you fertilize it, which is fine. You can do that day 1. You can do that whenever the hell you want. After the first month that you place it, then you're gonna mulch. You're gonna cultivate, and then spray if you need to. Then it's pretty easy cakewalk for a little while, until you get to September and October. September and October, depending on which month you do it, you use your harvester here, center it on the rows in the grape vineyard, center it, take your grapes, either dump them in here, or it might actually let you dump it straight in here. I have not tried that yet. I don't know if it makes you dump it put it in a trailer then dump it, or do it straight into here. I know the silo you can dump straight from the actual harvester in here, so I don't know about that one. You'll have to just play with it and see if it gives you the option to. After you're done harvesting, you wait until normally the first month that the season is over, which is November, so harvest season is over, the leaves will turn yellow. Then you can prune them with this little device right here, and then you're done for the season. That's it. And then you fertilize when you need to. You herbicide when you need to. You only have to mulch or cultivate once per year. You only really have to only fertilize for 100% twice per year. Like I said, after every season, it'll drop down 50%. So just be mindful. That's on your schedule, not on mine. But as you can see, it's very easy. Like I said, also in the last thing, AI, again, I'm going to say this and repeat it as much as I can. Well, why doesn't the AI work? Why can't I do it? Blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? You got to do it yourself. This is the crop. You got to do it yourself. And why wouldn't you? It's easy. It's extremely easy. Now, if you have a whole field like this, then you just hate yourself and you want to put yourself through hell and you want to have a really large vineyard to do that. That's on you. I recommend doing a smaller field, not this small, but probably the fields I have on my hard mode. My field is from this corner to about here and here. So it's a nice little square. And then my other field is from here over. So they're two smaller fields. I got a decent amount of yield off of it. If you want to do like a smaller field like that, that actually wouldn't be that bad. This field is not too bad in size. Same thing with this field is not too bad in size. So don't try to do it unless you really want to do grapes. You don't really want to do anything else. It's really not that time consuming if you think about it. But having a field this large it may drive you batty because you have to look how small the rows are. You have to go in between every single row. And you can't tell the AI to do it. So my recommendation is don't make such a large field. Now another thing you can do that since we're in here, if say, you know what, I don't like where this vineyard is, we finished everything, click it. You can get rid of each individual little stake. Ta-da! Now I only got 2 rows. So that's another thing you can do. You don't get any money back for doing that though, not in normal demolishings or like buildings. So there you go. Now you're down to 2 rows, and you can readjust and do things like that. Or I want to change something. Or I want to move it. Or hey, I finished all the pruning, got my harvest out of it. I want to move it to March. I'm gonna have like a bigger one over here or something. Or la. It's up to you. But I hope this definitely helps you guys with grapes. I definitely enjoy it. Let me go ahead and show off my mods one last time. Like I said, I have the orchards and greenhouses right here. Right here, orchards and greenhouses. If you look on it, you can make apples, pears, apricots, plums, cucumbers. It looks like peppers, lettuce, onions, watermelons, strawberries, tomatoes. Those are all in the greenhouses themselves. You can, with the processing plant, you can make ketchup, pickles. I think I said cucumber. Yeah. So you need a cucumber to make a pickle. And water and salt. And then this one is the animated one. If you want a faster one, so if you do have a large field, that 4 miles per hour is killing me. Well, this one holds 5,000 liters and it goes 8 miles per hour. And that's speed of when you're harvesting. It goes faster when you're not harvesting. I like this one a lot because if you look, it says 15 miles per hour is the variable base speed, 8 miles per hour is the harvest speed or the cruise control speed, but normally that's harvest speed is the same thing. This one holds 5,000 liters compared to 3,100 liters of the other one. So those are the really only mods that I have on here. Also, like I said, the electric tractor if I really want to, but you don't really need to. And then the different little Holland series mods right here. Because they're smaller. I just like these. These are pretty cute. Because I'm a girl. I think they're cute. So sue me. And like I said, everything that you would need to find is you go to packs and it has everything that you need right here. In addition to anything you've added on. So that's it. Mulcher, cultivator, trailer, sprayer for herbicide or fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, mind you, liquid. Don't get dry. You're gonna be bitching at yourself if you get dry for this. Pruner, harvester, and then the tractor, of course. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this informational video on how to do a vineyard. I hope you actually do a vineyard in the future. It is a lot of fun. A lot of profit, especially if you have a lot of profit. Factories that you can use, which is the base game version of it. But thank you for joining me here on the farm. We get down here on the farm, country style. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Love y'all. Have a good day. And hope to see you in either one of my other live streams on my channel or on another video with Spartan Elite 43s. Please check him out. He's awesome. He's amazing. He is a sweetheart. Hopefully he doesn't cry when I'm saying all this, but he's definitely a sweetie. He's just a really nice person. You can't go wrong. So, sorry, I'm fangirling a little bit, and he knows it. But yeah, so you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and hope to see y'all soon. Have a good one.